Hello students. In this video lecture, we will discuss about one more important life process, that's excretion. Now student, the food is oxidized, we obtained the energy. So when the food is oxidized, we get the energy, the waste is also generated. So the generation of the wastes accumulate inside our body. So we have to eliminate these wastes because their accumulation is harmful for our body. So now let's see, student, what are those wastes that need to be eliminated from our body. Students, we have two different type of major wastes in our body. It's a gaseous wastes and solid wastes, liquids wastes. About the gaseous wastes like carbon dioxide, we studied in respiration process. Now here in this lecture, we will discuss about the elimination of the liquid wastes. That's a urine. So students, major waste produced by the human body are carbon dioxide and urea. So carbon dioxide is a waste produced by the oxidation of a food. And urea is produced as a waste by the decomposition of unused protein. Now student, carbon dioxide is produced during the oxidation of a food. So carbon dioxide is eliminated by the respiratory system. We have a lungs that eliminates the carbon dioxide. Now the unused protein in our body, decomposition of unused proteins produces another kind of a waste, that's the urea. So our body must get rid of these wastes because their accumulation in the body is poisonous. Waste removal is called excretion. The process by which our body eliminates the different type of wastes, that process is called excretions. And the system inside our bodies that helps eliminate this wastes is called excretory systems. Student, our lungs excrete carbon dioxide. We discuss about the elimination, the excretion of a carbon dioxide in respiratory system. Now our kidney excretes urea. Our excretory system consists of two kidneys, two ureters, bladder and urethra. So different type of systems are there in our body. So one such system is excretory system, which helps in the elimination of the wastes. So the excretory system consists of two kidneys, two ureters, bladder and urethra. Student, here is the excretory system that helps eliminate all the liquid wastes produced inside our bodies. Student, we have this structure here, this cup-shaped structure and this tube. This cup-shaped structure along with this tube is called a nephron. This is the filtration unit present inside our kidneys. So these nephrons are millions in numbers inside our kidneys. So these nephrons are responsible for the filtration of the blood containing all the wastes. Now student, let's try and understand how does it work. Student, here we have this tube. This is the renal artery. Now this renal artery is carrying the dirty blood containing wastes. Now this blood contains not only the wastes, also contains some of the important material which is essential for us, which is essential for our body. So this is what the renal artery. This is our renal artery. So the blood containing all the wastes and the important materials enters inside this structure. This is called a glomerulus. Now student, what is glomerulus? Glomerulus is a bundle of capillaries. It's a bundle of capillaries. Capillaries are the fine tubes. This is the place where all the exchanges occurs. So one end of this bundle of capillaries, this is the renal artery. The other end joins this tube joins the renal vein. So here we have this tube. This is the renal vein. Now here the impure blood carrying all the waste enter inside this glomerulus glomerulus, bundle of capillaries, and this tube joins the renal vein. So this carries impure blood and the renal vein carries the purified blood, the clean blood, students. Now all the exchanges occurs in this glomerulus. It's a fine tube. So the blood containing all the wastes and important materials diffuses by the process of a diffusion, collect in this cup-shaped structure. Student, this cup-shaped structure is called Bowman's capsule. This cup-shaped structure is called Bowman's capsule. So along with this cup-shaped structure, this tube makes a unit called nephrons. So the blood containing all the waste enters in this glomerulus, and in this glomerulus, this bundle of capillaries, the blood containing that small molecules diffuses. Small molecules which is present inside the blood diffuses small molecules like glucose, amino acids, salts, urea, water, etc. diffuses and collects here as a filtrate. And the bigger molecules like protein and blood cells cannot pass, cannot diffuse, and remains in the blood and passes like this through this tube. Now student, the filtrate which is collected in this Bowman's capsule contains the glucose which is essential for our body, amino acids, salts, water. These all are the substances that is needed for our body, that is essential for our body, and also contains the water and urea. Urea, of course, that's not necessary for us. The urea is the wastes. Now, this filtrate diffuses again into this tube. That's a tubule. Now, you can see this arrow direction shows the movement of all those things which contains the essential components like glucose, amino acids, salts, and the unwanted wastes like water, the excess of water and the urea that runs through this tube. On the way, you can see this tube which coils around this tubule. The purpose of this coiling is to absorb the important materials which is present in this tubules. Like glucose is there, amino acids is there, salts is there. This is absorbed. You can see this arrow direction here. This shows the absorption of all those materials which is essential for us. So as this liquid, the filtrate, passes through this tube, on its way, this coil absorbs all the important material. By the time this liquid reaches here, all the important materials are reabsorbed by this tubes. And finally, the moment the liquid or the filtrate comes here, it is devoid of all the important materials and contain only the wastes. So that runs into this tube. Now student, this tube joins our ureter. So the waste which comes here, that only contains the excess of water and the urea that runs through this tube into ureter and goes and collects in our urinary bladder. You can see the arrow direction here. This also collects the urine. Now this collects the urine from the same units. As I mentioned, this is the nephron which is present inside our kidney. So this is one small unit. So like this, we have millions and millions of nephrons inside our kidneys. So from those kidneys, from those nephrons, this urine are collected. And this urine passes into the ureter and goes and collects in our urinary bladder. Student, you can see here, for the clarity only, these tubes are drawn keeping a gap at a distance. Actually, these tubes are in close contact with this this tubules, so that the diffusion occurs. So, but for our clarity, it's drawn this way. Okay, students, I hope you understood the excretory system, eliminating all the liquid wastes from our body. So, with that, we end this excretory system. Thank you.